sometimes you like to do it, and then you catch me like in a cameo. I mean, not in a cameo, but like you start it, and then there's all the behind the scenes kind of talk at the beginning.
Like right now, because we're recording right now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. That's what I tried
Have
to
we
tell
been
you.
recording?
No.
Okay.
I was trying to tell you that we were
Okay.
recording, but then you said what you said, so I didn't interrupt you.
Right. Thanks for that.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome to another episode of Thoughts Explored.
This is our December offering.
So today what I wanted to talk about was the power of encouragement. And this is not the original topic. Originally, we had talked about a topic that neither one of us remembers, but I could have found it going through my voicemails, not voicemails, but voice memos. But instead, this just popped up. And so this is how it happened. We're going to get the dog under control right now. Thank you. Sorry about that. We're going to keep going because I kind of like this format that we started with. So anyway, on the walk today, I was thinking to myself about how powerful encouragement is. And I was like, that is just a thought that I had just recorded. And then usually I listen to a podcast. So what wound up happening is about 10 minutes later, one of my podcasts had ended. And so I was like, let me just go to another podcast. So I went to another podcast, and wouldn't you know, in the subject, it was talking about the power of encouragement. So I feel like that is just too much synchronicity to be denied. And so therefore...
So with that preamble...
We're going to have to
let's talk about encouragement.
Yes. I'm going to discourage some activity that's happening with the cable over here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But let us know your thoughts.
Well, I think the power of encouragement is enormous. And of course, I can't think of any immediate, thoughts, but just in general, I find that especially when I am feeling like discouraged or encouraged, without courage.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah, without courage. Yeah. For whatever reason.
Okay.
When somebody takes that courage for me or has that courage for me, that's encouraging. And that makes me feel, stronger when somebody else comes up with the encouragement that I'm lacking for my own self.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think of, like the power of encouragement from others.
Okay.
To do something or to have the energy or the courage, the whatever, the oomph.
Okay.
When you bring that up, that's what comes to my mind.
When I think about it, I think of it more probably I would probably phrase it as a little bit more, it seems to have a more positive charge. And so it's like, maybe it's a pile-on of somebody's already doing something that is going in the right direction. And so somebody else's words of encouragement helps fuel that particular inspiration further. And so that's kind of how I think about it. And certainly, what you said also too, because you could be at a place where, maybe there's nothing.
Well, I think there. And it's interesting that, of course, in this dark time, weather-wise, season-wise, and everything, I, look at it as a starting off point sometimes when I just don't have it in me to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
that even the littlest bit of encouragement is helpful. And you're kind of looking at it as like, oh no, when somebody's already going, then it's the same thing, really.
Yeah, it's not any different. I
No,
think we're just talking about it
from different starting
from
points.
different stages. So you said you couldn't really think of an example.
Oh, I mean, like I can, even just like the encouragement to go out for a walk on a rainy morning. I would, I mean, I always would if you weren't wanting to take the walk your own self. We've got the dog, so that would be that's a necessity whether I would want to or not, or have the energy to do it or not. But it's encouraging when you're like, nope, let's go for a walk, or let's take our afternoon walk, or that, just little things like that in my day-to-day life help a lot. I'm not currently in the middle of any, big life-changing project, just getting through the days. Sometimes it's hard enough. So any little bit of encouragement is helpful. Thank you.
Well, I think of, what comes to my mind is when I was in, sorry about that. This podcast has just been riddled with all different kinds of background
Riddled
sounds.
with sound effects.
But and we're gonna keep going. We're still gonna keep going. What I started to say, my thought was, when I really think about it, an encouragement was when I was in the corporate world full time, and there were different things that I was encouraged to try that I had never done before, like being a director of revenue management, like going into human resources, and I would have never picked those things for myself. However, I've also felt like, well, I had the attitude of, well, I can try it. What's the worst thing that can happen?
And it was born of people believing in you and encouraging you because they could see that you had that ability.
So I think, yeah. So I think that part of it is important too, to have people that that believe in you, have people that know who you are, and if they know who you are, they're able to, I think, provide advice when asked that kind of helps shape where you're going to go next. That input is really appreciated. I feel like if people don't know you, it's a little bit more difficult to take that advice.
Well, and it's, I think, a lot more difficult for them to know how to encourage you if they don't know you. Than the person that is perhaps trying to encourage you is not flailing about, because any words of encouragement are helpful, but
I think they become very generic. Is maybe what you're trying to say.
And that's not that that's harmful, but it's not as potent as when somebody really knows you, can say like, oh.
So that gets to the point of, having people in your life that actually know your true, authentic self. Like, that might be repetitive, true and authentic. That is really important. And I think especially now, dialing up those people, being in touch with those people, and it could be like a nice feedback loop. I feel like too. So
to be encouraged by people as well as encourage.
Yes.
The encourager and the encouraged.
And the idea was, in general, when I got this idea, was that we need a whole lot more of that. And in order to find that, the positive things have to be looked at, and anything that needs to be improved needs to be looked at as well. But I think, when you get that little spark, that little thing of, oh yeah, I'm on the right track. I mean, remember how that feels for everybody differently, but there's got to be a spark there. There's got to be a sense of joy, a sense of, oh yeah, now what, now what. So um, I would encourage us all to encourage each other.
Right.
Find somebody to do that with on a daily basis. Build up that bank of good vibration and good energy. It it's irreplaceable. I feel like.
It's the bank of courage. To encourage and to be encouraged by others.
So I don't have anything else to add. I did kind of have a long opening. Alexis, do you have anything to add?
Well, Chris, I really have it. As always, I enjoy our talks, our monthly talks, and thank you for encouraging me to participate.
Well, you reminded me that, geez, we had thought we were going to do it on 12/12, and it escaped us. So thanks for reminding me. That's good. All right. I guess we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode. We so appreciate that, and we will see you, or we'll have a conversation with you next month. It'll be the new year.
Yes, it will be. We're almost there. We're almost there. Let's get through this Yuletide and the solstice and charge into winter.
So we wish everyone a good end to 2020, and we'll be in touch in 2021.
Stay healthy and happy. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.